We live. We are freaking live here. Episode 9. We got Tommy
Get
Gun.
it.
We got Tommy Gun back up in the pod, baby. We got Heff as always. We're here and we're ready to rock. Tommy, thank you again for coming on, my brother. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, bro. Thank you. I love to talk to the people. Let's go.
Let's go, man. Big win this weekend. Easy win this weekend in Montana. how'd that feel for you?
That felt so fucking good, bro. I mean, it's exactly what I needed to do against a high level opponent who was also undefeated from another legit gym in the U.S. Extreme Couture out of Vegas. He was 2-0. He was 30 years old, so I mean, he spars with UFC fighters. He was legit, and I needed to go out there and make him look like dog shit, and I did. So,
Yep.
got her done.
Yep, definitely did get it done. And he tried to fake the glove touch, I saw.
Bro, people got no respect nowadays, bro. Come on, what happened to the good old days, man? Fuck.
Yeah, I saw him go fake that glove touch, and he hits you with a leg kick or something. And then it was like, okay, game over, dog. Sorry.
Yeah, I even because I went back and I watched it, I kind of even remember like that caught me off guard for sure. Like he threw that leg kick right after the glove touch. I just like remember just thinking like, okay, and then I just kind of like relaxed my shoulders. I'm like, all right, buddy. And just sent that 1-2 down the pipe, bro. And that first, and they connected. The first two connected right off his chin, and I could just tell after that first right hand, I knew I was gonna knock it, like put his lights out for good. Pretty shortly after that, because I could see it in his eyes, like he didn't know really where he was. He was wobbled. Yeah, it was good. It was good shit.
That's crazy. What is that? I don't know what it feels like. What does it feel like to connect to someone's chin and you just know like you hit the button?
No, I'm a pretty wild kid. You know, I've done a lot of crazy things in my life, and that might be the most addicting drug I think I've ever. That's the most addicting feeling in the world, bro. You, especially like the fact that it was a killer. Like, I mean, I don't really care if I'm gonna go out there and knock out a bum, somebody that sucks at fighting, but somebody that's years old and they're a legit killer and they trained 8 weeks with UFC fighters to come fight me, and then I go out there and I put their lights off within 20 seconds. I mean, there was no better feeling, bro. I remember just getting done doing it, standing up, looked right at Tim, and I was just like, hell yeah, let's go, my boy.
Yep. Yep, that was dope to see. Hef, are you with us? You're frozen on my screen.
Oh, shoot. He is frozen.
You said it's
Can you guys-
tweaking. No, I heard you for a sec, but we'll just continue on, and if when he gets all figured out, we'll get him in here. But yeah, you knocked this dude out. Because can you tell in that moment, like just curiosity, like in the moment when a dude's like, can you see it in their eyes when they don't know where they are or they're out for the count? Like, what's the tell?
Yeah, so I mean, I knew that he dipped. So when you catch someone's chin like that and you turn it over on their chin, like I've done it in practice before against very high level people, you know what it feels like to like do that to someone, and I hit him on his chin. I saw him dip, and I saw it go right off his chin, and I knew right there, like, yeah, he's hurt. But a good fighter, they're still gonna be dangerous right there, because you could see still, like, yeah, he got dipped, but he came right back up, put his hands up, started moving good, and the thing I think I'm happy about the most is he was a grappler. So after I hurt him, he started to push forward at me, and he just wanted to grab a hold of me to take it to the ground because he didn't want to strike anymore. And you know, if I was a lot younger, a lot more experienced because I'm a good grappler, I would have just gave into this grappling and started to play that game and grapple with him. But I knew he couldn't hang with me on the feet, so I knew after I hit him with that first right and I wobbled him, I literally started thinking in my head, I was like, okay, now I need to set him up for the next one. So instead of going forward and trying to hunt him down, I gave him time to kind of recover and then I want him to push forward again and chase me. I love that. Like, go ahead and run at me all you want. Like, I'm gonna take your chin out. So he started to come forward at me. I hit him again, and like that, and kind of like it skimmed across him, and then he kept coming forward, and then that's when I put the uppercut. And once I landed that, he just fell to his knees, and I still didn't want to jump on him right there and try to finish him because I want to put people's lights out. So I let him get up again after dropping him twice
Yep.
within 10 seconds, and then he stood up and I hit him again, and that like froze him and put him on skates. Like he's literally looking this way, and I'm like over there, and I was like, oh shit! I was like, he really don't know where he's at. So then that was the time after him shots. He put his hands up and he started walking backwards, and I was like, okay, now it's time to go and finish this guy because he's really gone now. So then that's when I started to walk him down and just hit him with about 3 or 4 more off the chin, and he went out cold. I mean, it's not like the ref stopped it like a TKO. Like his lights were out, and he was sitting there like a dead body, you know. So
That's
I mean,
crazy, man.
these people are in trouble now that I'm figuring out how to put people's lights out like that, and I've been grappling my whole life. I mean,
That's what I'm saying. Why would someone think they? Oh, go ahead, Heff. I'll ask it after. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, is that the toughest guy you fought up to this point in your career?
yeah, that was definitely the toughest guy I've ever fought. You know, but all my best, even as my amateur career, I took a lot of risks. I fought all the way up at 170 for title fights for guys way bigger than me, and I've noticed something about me is anytime I have my hardest opponent, or I'm going up against something that's the hardest thing ever, it's always going to bring out the best in me. Like
Yep.
I've never I set a record for as many for a fighter that sold that many tickets, individual tickets and tables to anybody in Fusion Fight League in Montana history. I set a record. So like I had so many people in that building there just for me. So I mean, I knew the pressure was there. Like, you know, everybody's to watch me. Everybody expects me to win. You know, everybody I've ever known my whole life is pretty much in that building watching that. So the pressure was there, and I've started to learn about myself. Like I feed off of that shit. I love every freaking second of it, man. Like walking out, everything. It puts me in the zone and it brings out the best in me. So yeah, that was my hardest opponent yet, but it brought out the best in me, you know. So
made it look easy.
Made it look real easy. And why would someone try and grapple with you knowing that you're a 3-time state champ? Like, why would someone want to do that?
It always, even in my last one, Usman, the guy tried to take me down. I think I'm pretty just underestimated. I think in every aspect that, you know, I don't think people understand my grappling game, my level, because it's not like it's only a high school wrestling record, even though it was a good record, and like, but it's in high school. A lot of people don't ever look at like high school wrestling and like think that someone's gonna be a good fighter. They usually look past that and like you gotta go to college to be a good wrestler. But like I wrestled for like 19 years and grappled for 19 years. I think I'm one of the best grapplers in the world. I would confidently grapple with anybody.
Because you were
but
dogs.
I'm also 6 feet. I'm 6 feet tall though, you know, so I'm built like a striker. So I think it's gonna run into a lot of people are gonna run into problems because, you know, they're not gonna be able to strike with me, and they're gonna have no choice but to try to take it to the ground, you know. And I don't like to wrestle or grapple like that. I want to knock people's I want to knock people out, put their lights out, because that's what everybody wants to see. You know what I mean? So
Man of the people.
Man of the people, baby. Comac, thank you for the sub, baby. Thank you for being in here. But dude, we talked about it last time you were on here. Like, you've been grappling with dogs your whole life. You know, like all the dudes you grew up with, they went and wrestled in college and were good. Like they didn't just go to college and wrestle. They were all good and competing. You know what I mean? Like older than you and younger than you. Like you got that grappling dog. And if dudes think that's like, once you start piecing dudes up and that's their last option, they're fucked. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, that was perfect. That's what they sent me that guy. That was the first guy they asked me to fight, and he's an undefeated, legit pro. Like, even I don't know if you guys watched Tim and Suge's podcast they did recently, their most recent one. But at the beginning of it, they talk about the fight, and Tim's funny, and he's talking about how a guy called him the week of the fight and was like, hey, like, just to let you know, like, this kid that Tommy's fighting, he's really good on the ground, like, really good. Like, they called Tim and said that, and me and Tim looked at that and just, like, laughed, bro, because it's like, what am I gonna be scared of someone laying on top of me, bro? Like, I mean, I've been fighting killers my whole life. Like, I'm not scared of someone's grappling game. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. So we do have a question in the chat. It says, have you ever knocked someone out and thought that you actually killed them?
You know, and,
The fact you got to
oh,
think about it. That's crazy.
I mean, I see that one from this last week, and I was worried about old boy, bro. Like, no, that shit is dangerous, bro. You put someone's lights out,
Yeah.
and I hit him a couple more times after because the ref didn't stop it yet. You know, thank God that was a good ref, though. That ref was there quick enough to help him. Never too worried about it. I don't really, I obviously never want that to happen. I don't think that would ever happen. So no, never really thought that. So.
Yeah,
So when you
that's
got a guy down like that where you get free licks, if the ref doesn't get in the middle of that, would you just like continuously just dog on him, or do you know when there's a point that you've got
I
him?
mean, so even right there, like I think I could have fed a couple more, like because the ref, like you really can like keep going until the ref's like pulling
Mm-hmm.
you. All I was really looking for was his like, cause like when I'm dropping him, like his lights are just going out for a second, he's coming back too. I was looking for that moment where I hit him, and he's out for like a solid couple seconds, and I did see it, and I like knew the ref was right behind me, so I mean I kind of did that, shut his lights off, and kind of gave the ref a second to grab me, and I even kind of grabbed the ref, like I like put my hand
yeah.
like on
Mm-hmm.
his back, it's like yo, help this man real quick,
Please help this guy. Well, shoot,
like
man. Go ahead. Go
I
ahead,
don't
Tommy.
I don't want to do permanent damage, to
Yeah.
anybody like that. It's a very it's a violent sport. It is what it is, but I never want to do any. I would hate to like be the guy that hurt somebody permanently or did
Yeah.
anything like that. So these refs just need good refs, that are just freaking there ready to stop the action. So
Yeah. There's like would you say it's like a unwritten rule or unwritten code? Is he, is he frozen for you too, Hef?
Yeah.
Oh, he's
Oh,
back.
there we go.
Okay.
yeah.
We're back, Tommy. We got you, I think.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, is there like an unwritten like code? Would you say it is like for things like that? Like knowing you have the guy finished, the ref's not quite there yet. Like I could ruin this guy's life potentially if I don't.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there might be a little bit of a code. Maybe just like, what goes around comes around. Like if you're gonna be the guy that shuts someone's lights off and just like tries to dish it to him as hard as you can and really mess them up, like there might be that time that you get your lights put out and don't expect any mercy.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. Well, shoot, man, you made it look pretty damn easy. The guy faked the glove touch, hit you with the leg kick, and I don't think he landed anything else after that. It was all arms on deck right there, baby. It was masterclass almost. Like, damn, like you made it look easy, man. And if that's the best person you fought and you make it look that easy, it makes us wonder, and it goes with our next question. What's
Mm-hmm.
next for you, dog? Like what are you planning to do now? I know we saw like a little are you entertaining the bare knuckle guy? Is it Kai? Are you entertaining him or are you just trying to get on with it?
um, you know, that I wanted that fight earlier. They tried to make it happen before he was doing his BKFC thing when he's doing MMA. And he backed off the card because he didn't want to fight me, and they wanted him to fight me because they wanted a big fight. I was willing to do that because I know where my skills stand. I'd mollywop that kid in probably under a minute in any kind of combat sport, and I just like to give the people what they want, and the people wanted to see it. And I'm your guy because I will give the people what they want, and so I'm just kind of pretty much just like embarrassing him in front of his hometown. If anyone ever got on the microphone and said the things I said about that kid in my own hometown, because I don't know if you guys saw it, but like I grabbed the microphone and I said some shit to him. I mean I don't want to like cuss a bunch on here, but I said some things to him,
No,
and
go for it.
I pretty much just said I grabbed the mic and I just said, like, Stewart, you're a fucking bitch. I'll see you in December, you fucking pussy. And just like, and then the whole crowd, and he's in there, the whole crowd went fucking wild and loved it. So my whole thing is just like, I'm just shitting on the kid and letting him know who Big Daddy is up in Montana because I mean, that's me and I'll fight fools wherever and whenever for that title. So like, unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen, that fight, because he is doing BKFC, making dog crap water, boosting his little ego with some little dumbass belt. And I'm not about to go chase his ass down in BKFC because, you know, my sights are focused on the UFC.
Yep.
I know how close I am to there. I think like I'm really close to that. That's going to be what's going to change my life, my family's life, you know,
Yep.
give me the fortune I want. So I'm focused on bigger things than little stupid shiny objects like that.
Yep.
But I guess what's next is well, so after that performance, you know, like my main head coach is Tim Welch, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of like my man too. You know, I don't really have like I'm not signed to a management company. Tim is a good enough connection for me to get into UFC. And after that performance, Tim was super happy at that performance. We know now I am ready for the UFC. That was a UFC level fight. That's a contender series fight. And I went out there and did that. So the whole plan now is, I guess I might as well just say. So we're gonna fight one more time in December.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be back in Great Falls one last time, December 9th. And I'm going to mollywop one more tough opponent. And as long as I go in there, do my job, knock another dude out in high-level fashion, Tim's going to go ahead and get me in the UFC right after that. So, I mean, if all goes as planned and I keep my foot on the gas like I have this year and I finish the year strong, my first fight in 2024 will be in the UFC. And
Come on, baby.
it's time to introduce the world to the Tommy gun because, you know,
That's
I'm the
fucking
human
right,
fucking
baby.
weapon. I can do it all. I can fight on the ground, and I just showed I can go out there and snipe dudes' chins. So, I mean, we're ready for the big show now for
Yo.
sure.
So you
That's
just
dope.
had that fight, and you said your next one is coming up in December. We have a question here. It says, how long does it take to recover 100% from a fight? After your fight, would you be willing to take one next month, or would you take too much damage? And so, what's like the time frame look like on those?
I guess it all just depends on like how bad you got hurt. I was back in the gym. So I just got back from the lab. I was sparring today. I could fight this weekend. You know, I didn't get touched.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the weight cuts, they're no
Mm-hmm.
fun. You don't want to do that every week. So ideally, you probably minimum, even without taking much damage, you'd want like a couple weeks, a few weeks in between just from that weight cut. Give your body time to recoup from that. It does take a little bit out of you. But yeah, I guess it all just depends on the damage. Like that guy that I fought, he probably won't fight for a little bit. You know, he should take some time off, rest his head, reset his a little bit, you know, so.
For real.
Fucking A.
That's crazy. And that's dope. So you got one more and then you're ready to roll, man. And then it's all, bro, you got this, you got everything. You got everything. You're training with killers. Like it's about damn time. And after that hiatus you took around that COVID time, now you're active, you're getting it going. Like you're showing like that Tommy from 2020 to now, completely different gamer now, baby.
I mean, a lot of people, I feel like, quit working during COVID, like that we're doing MMA around my age, you know, it was tough not getting many fights. You're just training for 3 years, you know, but I've wanted this so bad my whole life and I just stayed working in the gym 24/7. Like I had a fight coming up, even though I wasn't going to fight for a few years. And I just did what I could do to keep getting my skills better in the gym because like, that's why this is going to happen and why I'm going to get the opportunity and get to UFC and become a superstar. I've had so many opportunities to easy way out and not do it, you know, go make money doing other stuff, selling solar or whatever. But this is just something that I've wanted to do my whole life, and I'm gonna do it. So that's just how it is. You know, I could go through anything, life could throw anything at me. I'm still gonna do this. So.
Yep.
100%.
And that's crazy. And Comac said like another wrestler, he said weight cuts are ass for short turnarounds like that, yeah. And which is crazy, which I guess I'm curious to what you think, Tommy. What do you think about Kamaru and Volk stepping in late, short notice to go fight these dogs, man?
Bro, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they both win.
Right.
I think like I feel like it kind of just depends too what they've been doing. I know Volk, bro. Volk he might have. I don't know who has better cardio, fight MMA cardio than that guy in the UFC right now. So it's just like he already has some special stupid cardio gift, and if he's even been training a little bit and being in shape, he's going in this fight with a lot less pressure than Islam, I think, because a lot of people think Volk won the first one. I think he did. he's coming like off the couch, so to say. So
Yep.
like that's something he could like use towards his advantage. Just like this is nonchalant from me. Islam's been stressing probably or like going through more pressure, more mental games. He's been in fight camp and focused on a different fight for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Volk, he just comes in last minute, not much pressure on him just to step up and save the show. It's the perfect recipe for a big upset, and I got Volk winning and Usman winning for sure.
Dude, and like Oliveira is completely different than Volk. Volk's completely different than Oliveira. So like as like I don't know, like I just know from watching. I've never competed. Like how hard would that be to prepare for someone? How long's fight cap? 12 weeks or so?
For those big, I mean, I do like 8 weeks, but I mean, I guarantee you those bigger 5-5 championship fights, I bet those guys are doing 12 weeks for sure.
Yeah. So like preparing for someone for literally 10 weeks, then the last 2 weeks are like, nah, you're getting Volk. Like you said, it's probably very stressful.
And like that's the worst. That's one of the hardest fights in UFC for any 45 or any 55er. So I guarantee you, Islam was not too happy about that news. I think Islam would much rather go fight Oliveira, in my opinion. Volk's a freaking handful, bro.
Dude,
like,
yeah. Dude,
like,
he played rugby, and what did he weigh? Like 225 at a point? Like,
yeah, I heard about that, dude. That he is just big and stuff. So I just, dude, Volk, he's got to be one of the hardest freaking fights to prepare for in UFC. You just know, like, you're going in there, and this is gonna be a war. Like,
yeah.
so if I'm Islam right now, man, oofda, I'd much be rather fighting Oliveira. I don't know. I think we're gonna see Volk get it done.
Dude, and then Kamaru and Hamzat, man, like that's going to be interesting. We'll see where Hamzat's at, and we'll see if Kamaru can bounce back, right?
Yeah, I think I'm way more excited for that fight than I was with than the Paulo Costa.
Oh, yeah.
Fighting him just because Usman was a dominant champion. He was at the top for so long. He's a tough dude. So I think this is even just a better chance for Khamzat to prove himself. So that's interesting. I don't know. I feel like I see Volk winning easier than I see Usman winning, though.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised maybe if the outcome's Volk and then Khamzat, because I don't know. I feel like Khamzat's got to be. It's just kind of like something that's destined for him too, to maybe get the belt eventually. So maybe this is his time to come take out this ex-champion, and then maybe go for a belt after that. Would be my guess.
Yeah. It's he kind of has that aura of like, it just seems like it's on like his path no matter what. He's gonna get there
100%.
eventually.
100%.
What do you think, Heff?
Oh man, I have not been keeping up. I wish I could have an opinion in that conversation.
I think Heff called the O'Malley knockout. Actually.
Dude, I've been trying. I'll look at the cards and I'll make predictions, not knowing very much about these guys, and I'll say for not knowing much, my predictions have been pretty decent, I would think. I've been pretty close. I at least get the winners most of the time, just looking at the lines.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff.
I'm definitely keeping up a lot more than I used to, so we're getting there.
Yeah, I'm stoked for this card. It's gonna be pretty cool because I like you kind of said, Tommy. I think that Hamzat fight's even better. You know what I mean? And then like Oliveira Islam, I was excited for that. I thought Oliveira might do might be a little different in how he approaches it and might be better for him. But like I'd want to see Volk again, and I think, like you said, I think it's a perfect recipe for an upset.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I'd hate to be in Islam's position right now. I feel like just because there's just so many things playing the factor in Volk. Volk can tell himself, I'm going up a weight class. This is even my weight class. So, like, the way Volk can just dumb it down in his head and take all the pressure off of him, he's just like, I'm just coming off the couch, like, just going up a weight class. It's no big deal. I'm just getting a paycheck to fill in.
For real.
And Islam's probably over here like, man, if I lose to this guy, it's a weight class under me, like, so it's just, I think Volk's going to go in there and get it done. I'd put money on that for sure.
Yep. Those Russians, man, they're tough though. They're tough. Could you
What have you boys been up to?
Shoot, go ahead, Heff.
No, I didn't have anything.
Oh shoot.
Like, what you guys been up to though? Like, what else you guys just watching a bunch of sports and stuff, or what else you guys getting into?
Oh, dude, it's the best time of the year. We got college football is mid-season, playoff baseball, basketball starting up. So, I mean, me personally, I've just been kind of watching as much sports as I can.
Yep.
Who's your NFL team?
The Texans, man, they're on the come up this year. They're looking good with Stroud. I was skeptical, but he seems to be the truth, man.
There you go.
He's
Yeah.
looking
I'm a
good.
Raiders fan.
Dude, Raiders. I used to be a Redskins fan. They don't exist anymore.
Jake's a Raiders fan too.
So I hopped on the Raiders train, and it's been tough. It's been tough.
Oh, bro. Wait, you're a Raiders fan now too?
Yeah, I just joined. I'm a year and a half in.
That's sick, bro. It's a little rough.
It's fucking rough. I could tell you that. And then I guess it's just every team I like. Comac said, "I'm ready for the BoNichols train to beat everyone in that division." What do you think, Tommy? Do you think he has a shot to beat Hamzat?
You know, in BoNichols' first couple fights, I was a little worried just because it's like there's a lot to learn as a wrestler to learn how to strike. You know, we saw him come out in a couple fights super heavy on his front foot, you know, which if he's going to fight a high-level striker. But then he came out the fight after that, I think it was, made all these good adjustments, knocked this guy out, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It was a perfect matchup for him. He went out there and proved that he can learn and get better. So I think the roof's the limit for that guy. He's the kind of kid that it's him versus him. I think if he wants and makes the right decisions and trains the right way, I think he's going to go to the top and run that division 100%. I mean, that's just a high level competitor that knows how to make adjustments.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't be surprised if we fights comes out. I got BoNichols for sure, but I don't think he should do it right now. I think he should just keep doing what he's doing.
Yep.
Let the UFC build him up a little bit, and I bet his time will come. And I bet you he probably will be a dominant champion in UFC. I would not bet against him.
I don't know much about wrestling, but I know who BoNichols is, and I know Comac's big on him. But Comac's giving me shit. He's saying I've jumped 3 different teams in the last 3 years. Who cares, Comac? Dog, the Redskins don't exist no more. They're the Commanders. All right, so.
Hey, they got new ownership, though. You can jump back. No one will judge you if you go back.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, shit, we've been kicking it over here, man. What is it like after a fight for you, man? Like, what's the night after you knock a dude out in Great Falls look like for Tommy? It looked like you were hurting a little bit getting on that plane.
Bro, yeah, I partied. I'm not gonna lie, cause I live such a disciplined life. You know, like I don't really try to connect with too many people out here outside of like my goals. Like my friends out here, my friends in the gym. I come home, I go to bed early, I eat healthy, I don't go out. You know, I'd say. So I mean, at night though, you know, anytime I get together with the day one homies, you know, that I was kicking it with back in high school and stuff, like we go hard and we fucking celebrate and turn up. So like we went hard. I didn't sleep actually, dude. Like our plane, mine, Tim and Suge, we all flew out the next day at like noon, right? And I remember I was at my buddy's house. We were partying all night, you know, it's fucking. And I remember looking at the clock, bro, and it was like 9:30, and I started to go get my check from Fusion because it's like I couldn't get it the night before because, I mean, the red fight because I was so turned up already that I was like, yo, I'll get it in the morning. 9 a.m. comes around, bro. I'm still partying. I'm like, shit, like I got to go meet Fusion Fight League, like the promoter at the coffee shop to talk business about what's next and get my check, bro. So I go to the coffee shop just getting lit up, just partying my ass off, get my check, and I've caught an Uber to the airport, and like I roll in and like Tim and Suge and them are all there, and like they did not think I was gonna make it, and I just roll into the airport off of no sleep, bro, and I freaking popped on that plane, got back here, went to bed, but hey, I was back in the gym 8 a.m. Monday morning, back to my schedule, back on fight camp, you know. We celebrate the dub real quick, enjoy time with family and friends all night, and then I get back to, you know.
Yep.
But that's some crazy discipline. It would be so easy just to keep the party rolling a little bit. So I mean, that's the difference though about making it and not making it, is having that discipline and knowing where to draw the line.
Yeah, I mean, especially, I'm the highest paid athlete in Fusion Fight League history. Like, I don't think a lot
Come
of people
on, baby.
understand what I'm doing with that promotion and the things that me and that promotion are doing. I'm just getting warmed up for the UFC. You know, I'm more than just a fighter. I'm a professional entertainer. I'm a professional businessman. So, you know, it definitely takes some discipline to just be like, you know, I want to stay on track, but I can see the light at the end of the tunnel on a goal of signing that UFC contract that I used to be in bed as like a third grader, fourth grader, pissed off because I'm not fighting fools in the UFC yet. Like, that's how bad I've want this. Like, so it's just like, now that I'm that close, it's pretty easy for me to stay grounded and stay working because I know these blessings are coming my way, you know. So
Yep.
I'm just gonna keep my head down and keep working. Like,
Fuck yeah, dude. That's dope. Celebrate with your boys. Enjoy that Sunday, but get back after it, man. And like, if I had to tell anybody, like, give them a recommendation of how to make it, and that would be it exactly. Self-discipline. You know what I mean? Enjoy your fun for a little bit, but once it's time, don't dilly-dally around. Get back after it and keep chasing that goal. Keep chasing those dreams. That's how it's done, you know?
yeah, bro, my self-discipline, I feel like so intense that like I can't even go out and enjoy myself and party unless there's something reasonable to celebrate. Like, I
Yeah.
can't just go out and party just to party. Like, I'll feel dumb. I'm like, yo, I'm not in the UFC yet. I don't have everything I want in life yet. There's no point for me to be wasting this time unless I'm celebrating something. So it's pretty easy nowadays, but I mean, obviously there's always temptations, you know, beautiful women, you know, that's probably might be one of the biggest weaknesses here. So
Hey, you got to fight those demons, man. Fight the temptation, baby. But yeah, man. We'll let you get out of here, Tommy. We appreciate you for coming on and giving us your time. We'll definitely have you on again if you want to come and join us again.
Bro, I love chatting up with you guys. I would hop on a couple more times for the fight if you guys just want to check in during fight camp. Maybe
Yes.
check in
Oh, absolutely.
after we get an opponent signed. Maybe we
Yep.
can check in there, you know. So
Let's fucking do it, man. We'll check in with you throughout the whole thing. We enjoy watching you, man. Great Falls High Bison over here, and it's dope to see the Great Falls kid on the verge of breaking through. He's making it look easy. He's bringing this promotion up. He's doing his thing, man. And like, believe it or not, you believe this. I know you do. Think of all the kids that look up to you, man, because like, it's showing kids, I believe, it doesn't matter what you do or how you do it. It doesn't matter what sport you play. You know, you can work hard and you can make it. It don't matter if you're from Great Falls. It don't matter if you took this route. And it also shows kids you can make it in mixed martial arts. You know what I mean?
yeah, I mean,
yeah.
that's probably one of my biggest things. I mean, I have a lot of different whys and things that keep me going, but I know that is, especially lately this year, you know, I've caused a lot of noise this year. I've made a pretty big wave for myself. So this year, you know, I've the support and the random messages that I've gotten from just random people that are just like, hey, man, you're a kid from Great Falls. Like, I'm from Great Falls too. Like, seeing you do this, like, makes me feel like I can do it. And like, that's all I'm trying to do, you know, like, I'm just trying to show everybody that, like, yo, you can just cancel out the noise, forget what everybody else says if they don't believe in you at the time, and just keep focusing on you and do what makes you happy. And you can literally do anything you want as long as you don't quit. And that's just what I want. Like, I want everybody to have that same mentality and just do what they want to do and just be happy. You know what I mean? So if I can do it, anybody can do it. And that's a damn fact. People, I remember like being a kid and just like look at like people doing things. How are they like? Do you think it's like some crazy recipe? But it's just like, no, like, come up with a game plan to figure out what you want, stick to it, stay disciplined, and cancel out the noise until you get to where you want to go, you know? So it's just like, yep, if I can do it, anyone can do it. So
anyone could do it, baby.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the best part about it. But Tommy, thank you again for coming on. We'll definitely have you on again here soon. Once we get some more news, you can update us. But enjoy your week. Keep getting after it, man. And we're proud of you, and we're thankful for that you gave us. We're thankful that you gave us your time.
Yeah, appreciate you, man.
Thanks, guys. I'll talk to you guys later.
Yep,
Peace
have a
out.
good one, brother. Peace.
Wetz and Heff pod. Let's go.
Let's go, baby.
That's some good shit, man. There's not a lot of dudes from Great Falls doing it like that, so it's nice to see kids on the come up like that and show gratitude.
Yeah, man,
That's
dude.
the best part. He's very, very humble and knows where he started and
Yep.
good shit.
Wasn't always easy for him either. You know, he had to live, he had to learn, he had to, you know, make it his own way, and he's doing it, dog, and that's dope. That's the best part about it. So we're excited. We're excited. I did hit Fusion up and asked for permission to post the clip of his knockout. They said yes, but I just need to find like a good high resolution clip of the knockout, and I'll post it on our page. And also like a giveaway for y'all in here, and we're gonna post this clip on the socials. The giveaway that we're doing that we also do have in talks with Tommy is getting some, you know, a shirt or some gloves signed for our 150th YouTube subscriber. So once we kind of get there, we'll definitely help that subscriber get those gloves and stuff that are signed from Tommy Guns, a guy who's coming up and getting through the ranks, baby. So, but on some other news, Heff, how's your Astros doing, my brother? What's going on over there right now? It's not looking good.
It's been up and down this playoffs. We look really good against the Twins, and then we go play South Oklahoma, the Texas Rangers, and man, we beat them in the regular season. We won the division the last day, and then they come into our place, and man, they just beat the shit out of us. And I mean, the Astros, they had a losing record at home this year. So as much as I wanted to be upset, I knew as soon as we got it out of Houston that we'd have a chance. And I was just looking, and Comac, up 5-0 right now. So
that is so weird. Well, I could speak to that a little bit actually. I feel like I played better away than I did at home. Believe it or not, I feel like at home you have a lot more people who know you that are there to watch you. When you're away, no one's there to watch you. I didn't care if people booed me and chanted my name or anything. I just knew, like, I don't know anybody here. I'm just out here to hoop. But at home, you know, you got your family and stuff in the stands. Like, you got to show up a little bit more. And I still did. I had some bad games, but like I didn't get as nervous. Because I'd get nervous before every game, believe it or not. But like I would get a little more nervous at home because you wanted to make sure that you're putting on for your people because you had people there. So I wonder if that's what's going on with the Astros. Probably not because I'm a weirdo. But yeah, Astros, Rangers, looks like it might go 2-1. Looks like what Heff and I were talking before the pod. It looks like the Phillies are just going to do the whole damn thing. And that's kind of what it's kind of like. What was it? What year was it when the Royals came back and won it the year after they lost? It's
I want to say 2015.
It's like one of those situations, you know. They got hot the year before, and they're like, oh my God, they're really good. They made the run, but they didn't quite get it. And then that next year, they keep almost the same people, add some guys, lose some guys on like a minor level. You just know they're kind of just destined for it.
I don't know. They went out and gave Trey Turner $300 million, and I mean, I don't know if you were keeping up with him this year. He was just
dog water. Then he turned it
terrible.
around.
Yeah, well, what happened was they were booing him in Philly like they always do. And then some random dude, he's like, hey, why don't we give him a standing ovation? What's the worst that's going to happen? They give it to him. He goes yard that game. He just completely turns his season around and turned into the guy that we saw during the World Baseball Classic, dude.
Yeah.
It took him half the season to hit the same amount of home runs and RBIs that he had in a handful of games in the WBC.
Yeah.
But I mean, he turned it around, and
dude,
I don't think anybody would argue that they're the team to beat, man.
They got Bryce Harper, and they got Schwarbombs. I wish we could have a button on here I could hit it and it would give us Comac. It'd give us Comac's voice. Schwarbomb.
Dude, I hate to say this, but the whole Nick Castellanos situation.
What happened?
He always hits home runs at the worst possible time. Like when there was a racial slur on one of the broadcasts, the dude's apologizing live on air. Castellanos hits a yard. There was one where someone had passed away on the broadcast. Someone from behind the scenes and goes yard. And now this is really sad, but it's kind of weird. But like now that we have conflict overseas, they're like, that was just everything Nick Castellanos needed. He's got like 4 or 5 home runs in the playoffs, and it's terrible. But man, he hit some crazy home runs at the worst possible time.
Dude, he must have some kind of energy radiating off of him from like the gods or something. I don't know. That's crazy. But yeah, I think the Phillies are going to pull that one out, honestly. Or the Astros. The Astros somehow come back, but I feel like the Phillies they're just destined right now.
Yeah, you kind of get that feeling.
Yeah, it's like we talked about in one of our other podcasts. I think it was last one with Clash. You said sometimes statistics and stuff don't really matter. It's a feel. Like sometimes you just feel the energy of a team, and like Philly's rocking right now. Like I wish I could be a fly on the wall of a playoff baseball game in Philadelphia.
Did you see that video from the DS? I forget. Oh, it was Bryson Stott. He hit that grand slam, and ESPN had a broadcast with no commentators, dude. And just him walking up to his walk-up song, and then first pitch he sees, dude. Oh my! I've watched that 5 times, and I still get goosebumps. It's the coolest thing.
It's dope.
That's what playoff baseball's about.
And it gets even louder as it goes out. Like they're loud. He hits it. They're loud, and then once they realize it's a home run, it is loud.
Those fans in Philly, it don't matter what sport it is, they're crazy, man. They're diehards. They're out there.
Oh yeah. That's what we got going for baseball, man. Did you see the Twitter argument I got in with on some nerd on our Twitter page?
I was following a little bit.
He was so it was that whole thread. So background for the chat. I posted the NBA didn't have Devin Booker as a top 10 player. They had Tatum and Shea as top 10 players. So. No. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is not better than Devin Booker or Jason Tatum. Say something.
I don't know.
You think SGA is better than Devin Booker, and stand on that right now.
He's done more with less.
He's done more with less.
If I had to take one player right now, I'd take Shea.
In the whole league?
No, between him and Book, I'd take him, and I'd also take Tatum over Book.
Why?
Hey, don't get me wrong. Booker's a great player. He was a later draft pick, but I don't know. I like SGA. He's a little bit younger. He's a little bit bigger. He's already averaging 27, 28 a game. And then Jason Tatum, man. What doesn't Jason Tatum do?
Win playoff games?
He's been to the finals twice.
And what did he do?
He didn't win, but he's been there more than Book. He's been there more than Book.
The playoffs?
To the finals. Tatum's been twice.
He hasn't been twice.
Yes, he has, hasn't he?
No. He's been to the Eastern Conference Finals multiple times.
Are you sure?
He's only been to the finals once.
Well, regardless, that's still just as many as Book.
Book no-showed against the Nuggets? You guys are so... See, look, this is the problem. Like, people don't like Devin Booker because he was on the worst team for like 4 years straight, and then they start winning, and then people start to pay attention to Devin Booker, and he's been who he's been the whole time, and then people just start to hate. And that's the thing about it. They love Jason Tatum because what team's he on? The Celtics. That's why people love Jason Tatum. That's why, you know what I mean? Jason Tatum's going to get all the PR because where'd he go to college and start? Duke. Where'd Devin Booker come from? He was on the bench with Kentucky. And then he came in as like the 13th pick, you know, and people say, oh, Dude, Devin Booker was killing regardless or not. Then we get Ricky Rubio and actually a decent team. And what Devin Booker do? Go 6-0 in the bubble. And the next year you add Chris Paul and we go to the finals. The bubble don't count for shit. We still went 6-0 and gave ourselves a chance to go to the playoffs. And his second best player on the team was DeAndre Ayton or Ricky Rubio. And who put on? Book. Y'all want to get on Book because he had a couple bad playoff games, but guess what? All y'all's favorite players had a bad playoff game. Okay, but his just happened. He had one bad playoff game at Game 7, and you can't say he no-showed against the Nuggets. I guess you can. I think he may have had a couple bad games, but look, that happens. You know what I mean? But Kobe had bad playoff games. LeBron's definitely had bad playoff games. Jordan's had bad playoff games. But they don't like Devin Booker because he's a light-skinned, beautiful assassin.
crazy.
That's why they don't like Devin Booker, because he's confident, he's good at basketball, and he's going to talk shit back to the people who talk shit. And he's going to try and bully some guys. People don't like that. I don't know why.
I'm agreeing with what we got in chat. Jordan LaFontaine, I agree. I've never liked Book. He's a hold me back, not a dog.
He's a hold me back. Like how's
Just
he?
like campaign,
How's he a
man.
hold me
I don't know
back
what
and not a
campaign
dog?
is, but
How is he a hold me back and not a dog?
he always stirs the pot, and he's always the first one out of there.
Kobe had 3 at this point of his career. Kobe got carried by Shaq. Kobe got carried by Shaq. Who was the Finals MVP? Shaq.
God damn.
Has
Book
Devin
needs a super team to win a ship. He's
has
not a
Devin
super team, he's
Booker
not
had a
one.
Shaq? You
He
could
had
argue.
He had a 1-1 center. He had a 1-1 center, just like Kobe.
Are you comparing DeAndre Ayton and Shaquille O'Neal right now?
I'm saying that
You're
they each had
comparing
a
DeAndre Ayton and
first
Shaquille
overall
O'Neal.
pick center. I did not compare
Number
them.
one,
I said they're both
the
first
pick
overall.
in the draft don't matter. Are you saying DeAndre Ayton's on the same planet
That's
as Shaquille
not
O'Neal?
What I said.
You
That
said
is
he got a
nowhere near
1-1
what
center. Both picked number 1 in the
They
draft.
did. They did. That's just fact.
What does that have to do with anything?
He's had help.
Don't start with that carrying BS. What are you talking about, LaFontaine? Shaq got all the MVPs of the finals. Shaq's the one that they had to stop. Kobe got lucky. He got paired up with Shaq in those years of his career. Otherwise, Kobe wouldn't have got a ring. God bless him. Kobe was the perfect 1-2 punch with Shaq. I'm not saying that wasn't it. But Kobe didn't start willing teams to the playoffs and carrying them in the finals until like 2009. When he went back to back. What are we saying here? He got KD and didn't even go to the conference finals. Okay, got KD. He got to play, 3 games with KD before the playoffs? Because KD was hurt? Stop it. You guys, stop it. And who'd we have? DeAndre Ayton at our center, who didn't even want to be there.
Well, maybe that's an organizational thing where they shouldn't have brought him back.
Brought who back? Ayton?
Yeah.
You had to bring him back. You're not going to let him walk for free.
Why?
You're going to let
Why don't you-
the number
why
1
don't you
overall
trade him at
pick
the
walk
deadline?
for free? We tried.
You can start taking away minutes at some point. There's
He
fixes
did
in
that. We
place
did
if he
take
was
care
that
of minutes.
bad.
We did get rid of his minutes. We did. That's what happened. That's what happened the year before. That's why he was mad in the first place. And he quit in the Dallas series because Monty wasn't playing him because he wasn't
So why
playing hard enough.
why would you bring a guy like that back if he's just that big of a cancer? I don't care where he was drafted. You can let a
I
guy
don't care
walk.
because
if he's doing nothing.
look what we just got for him. That's why you don't let him walk.
Well, it was a wasted year last year. You go get KD and you couldn't do anything.
Who cares? It was going to be a wasted year anyways. We had Chris Paul. He's going to pull his hamstring at any point now.
Yeah, God forbid. You got a first ballot Hall of Fame point guard.
Who's not going to be available in the playoffs, God forbid, right? Like,
Hey, I've been
but
there.
that's Book's fault.
Hey,
But
I
that's
know
Book's
that's
fault.
right.
But hey, but Shea had a bad team and he did more with less. Okay.
And he did it earlier in his career.
Look who Shea has around him. And look who Book had around him beginning of his career. And you can't tell me it's
He's got a bunch
comparable.
of dudes younger than him.
Doesn't matter if it's younger, Heff. The talent's better.
Hey, there's got to be veteran presences in there. There's got to be some dudes who've been there, done that, and that's what Book had coming up.
Who do you have?
There were vets around Book. I'd have to go back and look. I don't remember the Phoenix Sun roster from 8 years ago.
Dragon Bender, Marquise Chris, Ish Smith.
Yeah, sounds like some dogs.
Oh, you're trolling me at this point. All I'm saying is I strongly disagree
Reggie Bola?
I strongly disagree that Jason Tatum and Shea are above Book on the top 10. Go look at Book's. Go look at everything Book's done, dude. He's breaking records. These guys are breaking records. Youngest player to get to 10,000 points. Youngest player soon to be to 20,000 points. Youngest player to score 30-something plus points in playoff games. Like, get out of here, man. You can't say this dude. And he's 26.
Just because he can score don't mean shit. You got to be an all-around player, just like Tatum.
He averages
like
6 assists. His highest average assist year is 6.8, almost 7. What are you talking about?
That's crazy. I'm just saying.
And that's the thing people don't get, Heff. And that's the thing people don't get. People think Devin Booker is just a scorer. They think he's just a scorer, and he's not. Then that's how I know people don't actually watch the Phoenix Suns, because they just watch clips and highlights, and the couple times a year Devin Booker chests somebody up. Devin Booker facilitates the offense pretty damn well. He knows where to get the ball, and he can score. I said this on record 3-4 years ago. Devin Booker is a selfless star. I think he could have shot more in a lot of teams in the past, but he didn't.
Devin Booker was not a star 4 years ago.
In 2019, Devin Booker wasn't a star.
Not the caliber he is now. I wouldn't have called him.
So 2019 is that bubble year.
Are we talking all-star? Or are we talking superstar?
I'm just saying a star. Like, he's defined at that point of, this guy's a problem, and he's gonna be a problem, and he's gonna keep getting better. He was scoring.
You could have that label without being a star, though.
He was a star. He already dropped 71, and he brought that bubble team 6-0. He had them in a position to be on the verge of the playoffs until COVID hit.
Agree to disagree, but
because you don't watch the Suns, and that's okay. That's fine. But trust me, guys, I know this stuff, okay? I know. And it's hard for a lot of people to, like, accept it. I get it. You hate Devin Booker because he's killing your favorite players. And all this is the thing with culture nowadays. Hoop culture and people who like basketball. They all go on social media and they all start teaming up and they say, let's not like this guy. And we're going to amplify.
Oh, stop.
No. And then they're going to amplify.
Stop.
Then they're going to amplify every little bad thing the guy does and try and make him look like dog water. They've done it with Russell.
Stop it.
They've done it with Russell. They've done it with Russell Westbrook. They've done it with Anthony Davis at times. They've done it with a lot of players, and Devin Booker just so happens to be on there because people hate on Devin Booker because he was pulling Kylie Jenner, and that made people upset. Oh, and they did it with guess what? Jenner curse. They did it with Ben Simmons. They're doing it with all these cats, and they just don't like them for some reason because their name's not LeBron or Kobe Bryant. People just decide they don't like. That's why too. They don't like Book because people compared Book to Kobe Bryant, and Kobe liked Devin Booker. People get so territorial over stuff. Like, just they don't want people to be like, "Oh, Book's better than Kobe." No one's ever gonna say that. But you can also respect.
It'll never be true.
Book's never gonna be Kobe. Book's gonna be Book. You know what I mean? Completely two different eras, two different teams.
No one's ever going to grow up and be like, man, I want to be like Book.
There's already kids like that right now, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, they must not be very good.
Oh, they must not be very good, huh? That's crazy. Your fandom is showing. I ain't saying Book is ass. He's a star caliber. I just don't like him. But you don't have a good reason to not like him. Why? Because he chested a couple dudes up?
You don't like just because. We all got guys like that.
But, like, what is, like, that's the thing I don't get. I feel like Book gets undeserved hate. Like, what has he really done to, like, get the label as that? You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just saying,
last year I did not enjoy watching the Suns because they would always start shit and they'd never finish it. I can go. I will
Go
find
ahead.
clips.
Go ahead. Go
I
pull
will
up.
find
Go
clips.
ahead and pull up the
And you
Luca
know who
clip.
started it every time was
Go ahead.
Campaign, and I
ahead.
hate Campaign.
Go ahead and pull up the
Hate
Luca clip. When Luca turned around and chested Devin Booker up, Book wasn't even talking to Luca. But Book's in Luca's head, and he turned around and did his thing. And that's when once Luca started kind of going at Book, people were like, oh, F Devin Booker.
I mean, they're not wrong.
He's not as good as you think he is, and you can't see it because you're a fan. I could say the same to you because you're a Kobe fan. So I could say the same thing to people who are LeBron fans. So it is what it is. But I'm saying...
Well, can we both agree that Austin Reeves is a dark horse for the MVP this year?
Oh, yeah. Imagine if Austin Reeves gets one.
Dude, Reeves is going to be better than Book in a year. That's
there's no shot. There's no shot.
That's crazy to think about, man.
No. It's blasphemy that y'all think SGA is better than Devin Booker. Devin Booker is 26 years old, LaFontaine. His career can go a lot of different ways. All right? So if you're comparing a 26-year-old Devin Booker to Kobe at his peak or Kobe's 5 rings, that's going to be hard to do regardless, especially after Devin Booker was put in a way worse situation than Kobe was to start his career. So we're going to base it all off of the rings, all that kind of stuff. I put Dame on top 10 over Book. I can see that. Did Dame not make the top 10 list?
Over Dame.
Did Dame not make the top 10 list?
I don't think he did. I would take Book over Dame.
So you're saying SGA and Jason Tatum are better than Damian Lillard? That's crazy. Yeah. You don't see him finishing top 15 all time because you don't watch him.
I'm not. Okay. I gotta explain. I wouldn't say that they're better, but if I'm starting my team right now, I would rather have those guys.
That's not what top 10 in the league is, though, Heff. Top 10 in the league. Who's the best 10 players?
I'm talking about Dame specifically. I do think they're better than Book.
You're so crazy. You guys are. You're wild. Dame wasn't top 10. Dame needs to be top 10. But that's also, we know how the NBA is. They're
you think LeBron's still top 10?
They pick the popular ones. They pick the most popular to be on top 10. They probably had Anthony Davis top 10. So
they do it it's all clicks, dude. You can't look at those lists and take them seriously anymore. It's all clicks. It's all interactions.
Yeah, because Book's easily top 5 in the league right now.
Okay, well, let me ask you, is LeBron still top 10 coming into the season?
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay.
And I'm not saying...
You think he plays until his son gets there?
I think he will, because I think he can, unless he has like a catastrophic injury. And the reason why I think LeBron's top 10 still, it's not because of his athleticism or anything like that. It's because the guy can still score on all 3 levels. He has the IQ and passing of fucking Jason Kidd. You remember when Jason Kidd was on those Mavericks teams? Only thing he was doing was getting dudes the ball. Like, just purely off of LeBron's IQ and facilitating, easily makes him top 10. So, I think he sticks around for Bronny. It'll be interesting to see what happens with Bronny because of his heart issue. But
that was my concern, because who knows how long it's going to take for him to recover, and
dude, like,
only get half a season, or we'll see, but he might have to come back his sophomore year just because of strictly his health.
Yeah, they might have him on limited minutes and stuff, but like, look at Sharif O'Neal. Pretty sure he was like a top recruit in his class back in the day, and then he had heart surgery, and he just couldn't, I think he ended up getting on an NBA roster, but he's in the G League or something. But like, that kind of stuff really sets you back. And like, when you think of the NBA as the entity it is, like, if they see you have like a heart problem, like, they're going to be very hesitant no matter who your dad is to bring you in. And if they do bring you in, it's probably, not to be the superstar necessarily. It's just to, if your dad got you in. So,
yeah, I get that.
But we'll see, man. We'll see. But yeah, NBA season's right around that damn corner, man. We got my fantasy draft coming in. I got the 18th pick, Heff.
Ooh, out of how many?
I got the 18th out of 18.
In your own draft.
In my
That's
own draft.
great,
Yeah, I
man.
randomized. I got 18 out of 18.
You should have rigged that shit, dude.
But I got the 18th and 19th pick. So
Oh, nice. That's a lot of dudes. That's gonna be a big payout then.
oh yeah, dude. $100
What's the buy-in?
$100 buy-in. So
Ooh.
$1,800 pot. I
Winner
think
take all?
no. I think we're gonna go a G bar to first. Dude, I don't know how to. G bar to first, probably 500 to second.
300.
300 to third. I might do a consolation winner. Who should he take at 5? Devin Booker. Devin Booker, LaFontaine. Devin Booker.
Crazy.
Hey. Hey. And honestly, quite frankly, he's the most unselfish superstar in the league. I'll just say that.
I can't with you right now. That's crazy.
Do I need to go look up? No.
Hey, I got a question for you.
I would, if top 5 LaFontaine, if I'm being honest, top 5, you either got to take Giannis, Jokic, Luka, maybe
Shea.
Ja. You can't because he's suspended. Giannis,
Luka.
You're making me think. Nikola Jokic. Why can I not think of who's in the NBA? You might take Steph in there.
Triple doubles count for a lot more, right?
You get extra points for triple doubles. So you actually get like 5 points if your guy gets a triple double, because you get 2 points if they get a double double, and then 3 for a triple double. So at looted, yeah.
I think Dylan Brooks would be a good pickup for any squad.
SGA or Giannis? I mean, I think all those guys, fantasy wise, definitely. SGA is probably going to put up more stats than a guy like Booker just because of his role on the team. I mean, SGA is he's a good top 10 pick for sure. Giannis for sure.
I'd probably take Giannis over Shea.
Oh, it just depends who's on the board at that time, but Shea's usage with that young team is going to be.
Yeah, that's a fair point. You got to remember they're getting Chet, though, so Chet's going to get some looks.
But Shea's good bringing it down. If he's not scoring, he's probably going to be first in the seat to get assists.
That's a good point.
Klesh, I thought you were in the league, but you didn't join, so we filled the 18th spot.
That's crazy.
Well, we had to get it in, I had our drafts in 4 days. But if you join and you have someone that wants to join, we might talk about it. But
I got to give Matt a shout out. I wake up this morning at I wake up at 6:30 every morning, and I see a text from him to me and Hunt, and it's at 4:11 in the morning. He's like, "You up?" And me and Hunt reply, and we get a text a couple hours later. He's like, "Sorry, I fell asleep." And Hunt's like, "Well, what did you want?" Wanted to play 2K, dude, at 4 in the morning. I love it. The grind don't sleep. I love it, man. If I was up, I would have played. Know that.
Yep. Oh, speaking of Hunt, Hunt's not in the chat. That son of a bitch.
I thought we saw him at the very beginning.
He probably said something.
He said, "What's next for Tommy Guns?" He was the one who asked that question and then dipped.
Oh yeah, see, Hunt never sticks around, man. I think with my picks, what I was looking at, dude, honestly, that 18th spot is not bad. Let me look it up real quick, LaFontaine. Let me see.
Well, you're doing that. I want to give another shout out. One of our biggest fans out there, Jordan LaFontaine, getting married this weekend. He's always tuned in for the pod, and if he misses, he always hits us up and lets us know what he thought of it. So appreciate you. And
dude, we love you, LaFontaine.
Yeah, congrats, bro.
Hold up.
You know, it'd be fun if you should live stream your draft.
All right, it's this. I might do that.
When is it?
So Jordan LaFontaine is now a mod on the Skywalking with Wetz and Heff channel. So congratulations, Jordan. We appreciate you, my brother. So here's what my draft kind of looked like. So I did a mock draft today at work. My 18th pick, LaMelo Ball. Then I turn around immediately and get a Jimmy Butler. Then I go and get Jared Allen, Fred VanVleet, Westbrook, Reeves, Rui, Tyus Jones, Lou Dort, Jarrett Vanderbilt, and Cole Anthony, all at the 18th pick.
I don't know how I feel about it. You always try to ask me about fantasy. I've never actually played NBA fantasy, so
LaFontaine at 5. Go ahead, Heff. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say I'm not much help. That's a long season for you guys to stay invested, but I guess if the money's there,
dude, it's fun. Like I've asked you, dude. You need to join one, dude. I'm telling you, it makes you invested. LaFontaine, though, at the 5th pick, it has Tyrese Halliburton going at 5.
Ooh.
Lauri Markkanen in your 2nd round. Then Ja, Ayton, Jalen Williams, Jonas Valanciunas, Tobias, DeAndre Hunter, Max Strus, Zubac. So, yeah. Comac, you got 12.
About Halliburton.
Yeah, I forgot about Halliburton too, and that's the thing. The league's
Giddey would be a good player too.
Yeah, Sabonis at 12. Comac is what this mock draft predicted. But yeah, I think I'm gonna if LaMelo's on the board, I'm gonna go get in the LaMelo or something like that. Double machine.
Sabonis.
Dude, you hate Sabonis?
I hate Sabonis.
Dude, double machine.
1 weekend of my entire life, I was sports betting. He lost me a lot of money.
I know.
In Nashville.
Yeah, it is worth it. Like LaFontaine said, I thought I watched ball until I got into competitive fantasy basketball. Like, you are dissecting everything. Like you could probably tell me a player's name, and I can generally tell you like what tier of fantasy priority he's on.
That's crazy. One thing I like to do is Delia will pull up ESPN and she'll just go up and down the stats for points per game, and she'll ask me about this guy, and I have to guess the amount of points he averages a game. And if I'm within like 2 points, I get like a certain amount of points, and so I always try to beat myself, and I do it like every month.
Yep, it's fun. It is fun, dude. Clash, if you want to join the league, Heff will join this year. He could be 20, 18 and 20.
That's crazy.
We're taking payment plans, though. We're taking payment plans. For real. For real, we're taking payment plans.
When's the draft?
October 22nd, my birthday on Sunday. I'd have to run it by the league
What
first.
time?
Like 7.
Because I'll be coming back from Billings. I might be able to.
Yeah.
So fuck it. Swing it by the league. I'll let you. If the league's okay, then I'll do it.
I'm going to swing it by the league, and if Clash is in, we'll add you guys. We'll have a 20-man league back like last year.
You also do a segment like that on here.
We should make that a segment.
I might be hurting Sunday, but if the league allows it, I'll do it.
That's going to be going crazy. Yeah, shout out LaFontaine. We already said it, but he's getting married this weekend. That's dope. Everyone's getting hits. Your turn, Hunt, Clash. Comac's getting hits next year.
Another loyal viewer of ours.
Yep. We love those guys.
That shit's contagious, man. Christian went, and you, and me, and it's like a domino effect. We're all at that point in life. It's weird.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Sometimes, sometimes I'd be out, and like a girl would be trying to pull up on me, and I kind of just be like this.
That's crazy.
Uh-huh. You don't want this big timber herder running you down, trying to fight you. I promise you.
Oh,
them
God.
big timber women, they're crazy. That wind does something to their head, man. I don't know what's going on out there.
Damn.
Herder pride, baby. But yeah. Football wise, shoot, man. I don't know. What was the game this last weekend that was crazy?
Montana and Idaho.
Montana, Idaho was a dope game.
No. The one you're thinking of was Oregon, Washington. That game was
Oregon,
tough.
Washington, Michael Penix for Heisman. Put it in the
I said
chat.
it season.
We have it on pod. On pod. Look at him. Look at him
live up to the hype.
Look at him sit there. Penix for Heisman, man. Like,
dude, his journey's crazy too. He deserves it.
He deserves it, and they're going stupid. But the Montana Idaho game was crazy too. So talk about that. Talk about that a little bit, Heff. We were shitting on the Grizz. We were restart because I'm gonna make a clip out of this. We were disappointed in the Grizz 3 weeks ago, and now look at us.
I want to go on the record, Bobby. I am sorry. I screwed up. I am sorry, Bobby. I will say I was not the only one saying the things I was saying.
Martinko.
Somehow, some way, Bobby righted the ship in 2 weeks. And I mean, he's done a fantastic job. We're the only FCS team in the country to hold 2 top 25 road wins as it stands right now. I mean, that game, it was just like the Davis game, kind of. They came out hot. They were up 20-0, and then you could see Idaho went down the field really quick and got a touchdown before the half. Got the ball to start the half. Grizz forced 3 or 4 turnovers in the second half. They were playing not to lose, which it sucks because we've seen that. They get very passive with their play calls and just try to run the clock rather than hit those big plays and keep stacking them. But hey, man, they somehow, some way came out of Idaho with a top 3 road win.
Top 3 road win. Didn't leave without a heart attack, though. We'll just say that.
Dude. Well, Jake and I, we changed it up a little bit, and I was watching on PlayStation. We were talking to each other while we were watching, and
then Heff went
2
mute.
minutes, I went mute, dude. Oh, when they recovered that onside kick, I just took the headset off and just slammed it on the ground. I was so sick.
Dude. Oh, man, my God. That was crazy. Then it got overturned or something happened. But when they got that, I was like, it's over. It's over.
And they got that strip sack. 40 cents. Oh, man, it was. Like I said, I said some things. I don't take them back. I don't regret saying them, but I do apologize because I was wrong.
Well, dude, if you think about it, it put something out into the universe. And the Grizz probably never heard of our podcast before, but that energy went into Bobby's home and like he took it into his body, kind of like off of Space Jam. That energy went in there and he heard your message. And
hey, dude, I've been looking at a lot of what the national media and the FCS has to say too. So after that Idaho State, well, specifically after Northern Arizona when we lost, then we had a close win with Idaho State. A lot of the national media weren't even ranking us in the top 25, and in the span of 2 weeks, we're all the way up to number 6. So,
yep.
I mean, it's never too late to right the ship, and kudos to Bobby, man. He really turned it around.
So that Sac State game's looking like it's going to be a dandy.
Dude, Sac State though, low key, they have 2 wins in a row against bottom tier teams by 1 possession, but they have the 8:30 slot this weekend on ESPN. They're playing the Cats, so that'll be a good benchmark for the conference right there.
Yep, that's gonna be dope. Oh, and Colorado blew their lead this weekend. Oh my God,
that
dude.
hurt.
That hurts a lot, man. I wonder. Well,
29.
Well, honestly, man, makes sense. You know, I think I was specifically, think we're all hoping for like this crazy story that they're gonna come in and like they're still a really good team, but like they're gonna make the playoffs somehow and like win the Pac-12. Like that was like the glory, like storybook ending that we were all maybe hoping for. Well, some people, not a lot. Some people weren't, but like they're showing they're human, and it's kind of as expected. A lot of these dudes haven't played with each other, you know, and they're still figuring out as a team. And so like they're getting better as they go. But like you know, a game like that definitely sucks to have on the resume. And, you know, we'll see where they go from here because their schedule doesn't really get easier.
No,
So,
see, my biggest thing with Colorado though is 1-11 last year. I think it's something like 77 new scholarship athletes on the roster. I mean, they've flipped it around, but when you have that much turnover, you never know what you're going to have. So this far into the season, it's already been a success, but now they're able to evaluate. I mean, their cornerback, their secondary's been struggling a little bit. Their Shadur Sanders has been sacked the most in the country, and their running game is pretty weak. So now that they're this far, yeah, they've won a couple games, and it's been a great story. But now they can start addressing those areas of need a little bit more. And I mean, we've seen the Coach Prime effect. He's going to go get his guys.
oh yeah, dude. He's gonna go get his guys not only through the transfer portal, but through recruiting, getting freshmen in
yeah.
there, starting to build a program to where it's not a bunch of transfers. We have dudes who've been in here for 3-4 years ready to come up. And like that culture's like established. Because it's like an establishment year for them. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
They're setting their tone, they're setting their tune, and this is how they're saying this is how it's going to be from here on out. If you're not a part of this and you don't want to be part of this, like Alabama, go somewhere else. Because and he said that too. Like he hasn't played some of his studs because they're not holding their end of the bargain, and I love that.
Cormani McLean.
Yeah, I love that because it's like, look, man, we don't care how talented you are. If you're not going to put the work in like the last guy on the depth chart, we don't want you. Because, yeah, you might be more talented. You know what I mean? But you don't have the work ethic. You don't have the drive we need. Yeah, and they're going to go to the Big 12.
Yeah.
They're going back to the Big 12. So,
That'll be fun.
definitely
The
be
Big
fun.
18 at this point, dude. That conference is huge.
Yeah. Are they going to have 3 divisions in there? How's that going to work?
I have no idea. It's going to be, dude, college football next year is going to be unrecognizable. It has been every year for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
I mean, there were 3 or 4 teams that moved from FCS to FBS this year, and there's been some conference moving around. We had all those American teams move to the Big 12, UCF, Cincinnati, Houston. I mean, who knows what it's going to look like.
Dude, and honestly, that plays in the Colorado's favor. If you get some of those teams from Texas, get them up in the cold and elevation in Colorado in November, December, they're going to be hurting.
And that's when you bring all the Texas kids up for recruiting visits.
Yep. So that's interesting stuff. So what else we got, Heff? I think we're going to do a scenario here. Okay? We're going to do a scenario. So
You got one, or you want me to present one?
you got one already?
I was thinking about it a little bit.
All right, what do you got?
All right, so this is we had this conversation when we had Matt on the pod a couple weeks ago about what we would do in a zombie apocalypse. So this one, I don't know if I would say it's a little bit more realistic, but I feel like it is. So if you had the opportunity to move to Mars, would you? You and let's say
Well, what's on Mars? What's going on when I'm moving there?
you are establishing life on Mars. You are one of the original founders. We'll say it's you. So we'll say there's 100 scientists there, 100 astronauts, 100 scientists, and then normal civilians, 500. And it's your guys' responsibility to establish life on Mars. Would you do that? With the catch that you can take your pets and you can take 2 other people with you, but you never get to come back to Earth and you never get to have that connection. Never get to talk to anybody else again.
Is there a chance I die?
You will
Or
live
is it
until
like-
you're 80. You'll live till you're 80.
Like a normal human lifespan. Like could I maybe just like you live a normal human lifespan. Like it's not like you got to figure out how to survive on Mars, but I just need to go and detach.
Well, you have scientists there to help, but you're essentially still a guinea pig.
No, I don't think I would, bro.
Wouldn't?
And that's based off the premise because it's like if I'm detaching myself, I don't feel like I'm the person for that because I have friends and family that like I'm really connected to, and I feel like I couldn't go and do that. And basically, also, it's like I'm a guinea pig, so I have to be okay with potentially dying knowingly.
No, it's predetermined you live till you're 80.
Okay,
You know that going into it.
but I also have to go in and being ready to, dude, you'd have to be ready to go against all the hardships and establish those things without having the connection with back home. A lot of
Okay,
psychological
let me
downs
take it
to
a step
that.
back then. Instead of no connection to Earth, let's just say it takes a week to transmit. So you send a text, it takes a week to get there and a week to get back.
Can I play basketball and stuff up there?
I'm sure that the scientists would have some
Could
sort of
I?
building where gravity is normal enough. I
No,
don't know how
dude.
that shit works.
I couldn't watch UFC. Couldn't watch the NBA. I'm not
You
the guy
could,
for.
it would be 2 weeks later.
Okay, I'm not the guy for it. I couldn't. I mean, it would be crazy. Let's say if I did want to, what I think it would be like, it would be actually pretty crazy if you think about it. If you're one of the only people, one of 500 people up in Mars, and you're being evaluated by scientists, and you don't have direct contact to Earth, it takes a while to get messages in and out. That's crazy because I think psychologically, what that would do to somebody, you know what I mean? Because what are you doing? Are you, would you say, have like you're building shit in your
Building shit,
like
you'd have
figuring
to
out
be growing your
gardening?
own food. You
Yeah.
would have to be establishing other you'd be working with scientists to establish like animals so you have a food source. You'd be starting from scratch.
What would you do?
But I probably it's easy for me to just sit here and say it rather than do it, but I think I would. I mean, you're going to be in history forever, and say it does work, then you literally laid a foundation because Earth is not going to be around forever.
The Earth
And
as we know
so,
it.
well, yeah, but it's going to get to a place that's unlivable eventually, billions of years from now, unless an asteroid hits it sooner. Just hypothetically, we'll say a couple billion years. There's going to have to be somewhere else for humans to go. And in a billion years, we'll probably have that technology. But for the sake of the conversation, the only option is Mars. I think I would.
Yeah, that's it's.
You'd be a part of something way bigger than anything else that's ever happened in the history of
Yeah.
mankind.
When you put it that way, yeah, for sure. But it comes with great sacrifice too. And
Oh,
that's and
absolutely.
that's crazy. That's a good one. I'm not sure. Chat, what do y'all think? Jordan says, do they have
I think it would
Wi-Fi
be
so we could watch the pod? The pod would just be
2
a
weeks
week
delayed.
late. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we could just would take 2 weeks for me to text you, hey, and then you text me, and I get it a week later. So by the time we say, hey, it's 2 weeks. But I think it would be so cool just to, I don't know, that apocalypse conversation of having to like start from scratch. I
Yep.
don't know. I think because like video games and like certain video games that we play, like Red Dead or anything, like you start at nothing, you just build your way up, and it's just so satisfying seeing that and applying
Mm-hmm.
it to the real world in Mars. I don't know that. I think that'd
Well,
be so
it'd be interesting to see how like things react up on Mars. Like,
yeah.
how can you start a fire? Like, where should you garden? Like, is there water sources underneath of this place? What does water look like? Are there other things up here that can grow? Um, is there other living stuff that we don't see? Like, who
It'd
knows?
be a ton of trial and error, man. You'd spend your whole life trial and error.
Yeah, I'd probably
But
go
at the same time,
insane.
you'd lay that foundation for the next generation. And I mean, 5, 10 years, once you've established just enough, then more and more people are going to be migrating and you're going to be able to have activities over there.
Yeah, dude, I don't know if I'd do it, but that's a good one. LaFontaine says he wouldn't be able to.
I, I'm not sure I would, but it's just, I would like to think that I would. Especially if I get my dog and my wife, then I
Yeah,
think that'd make
that's
it a lot
true.
easier than going by yourself.
Dude, you'd be so bored, you'd probably come out of there with 15 children.
That's crazy, dude. Next generation of
Just
fucking
15
Martians.
kiddos, just 15 little Heffleys running around.
That's
Um,
crazy.
But yeah. All right. We'll call it right there, though. Chat, we had Tommy Gunn, McMillen.
Mhm.
We're part of Tommy Gunn Mafia up here. Boom. We had him on the pod to start talking about his latest KO. Guy had it coming. The guy he fought had it coming. I don't even know his name. God bless him. He's probably a really good fighter. But he faked the glove touch, and then Tommy put his
He ain't
lights
no
out.
Tommy Gun.
He ain't Tommy Gunn. And he faked the glove touch, which is crazy. And we talk some ball. Hey, I stand on it. I stand on that. I stand on this. Devin Booker top 10.
Don't start.
I stand
again.
on that. Devin Booker top 10. All right. And Astro, we talked a little baseball too.
5-2, 5-2.
But we'll be
Everything
posting
going
some
on.
clips. We appreciate y'all, and we'll keep you updated. We might take next week off. We'll see. And we do know that our dates and times, we might not be doing Wednesdays all the time now because I have basketball coaching coming up, so our days are going to kind of bounce
Yeah, we
around.
should break down some film of your players on the pod.
Oh yeah, and we'll break down some film, and that was something I did last year, and we'll do it here. We'll break down some film, and I have some coaches around the country, around the world actually, that we could maybe try and get on here and break some film down. Hey,
Let's do it.
tell Sammy to get on, Heff. We need to get Sammy on here. Maybe we
I
can
know
break.
we gotta get Sammy on here.
Maybe we got to break some film down with the Broken Arrow legend. But we appreciate y'all. We're gonna get off here. We ain't even gonna talk 2K. It's Buns. So
Hey, come on now.
We'll see you soon. Love y'all.